Okay, so we got cut out, and only got cut out because I exceeded the time limit of 45 minutes, which is something that I'm not surprised about at all. I just got a message about my Juan Martín del Potro losing his tennis match today. Josh Fura, stop complaining about picks, please, for the love of God. I'll call you out. Be positive, all right, mate? We're killing the US Open right now. I was midway through talking about the Miami Dolphins at the Seattle Seahawks and how much of a big loss Marshawn Lynch is going to be for that Seahawks team and how they haven't really thoroughly replaced him. They've lost Bruce Irvin on defense, and I think that this Seattle Seahawks defense might be a little bit outdated. They're going to have to start trying some new things because last year they were exposed more than what they had been exposed in the past. And this Miami Dolphins team, although they're not a kind of knock your socks off kind of team, they've still got some good players, man. Like, they got Rashard Matthews, Jordan Cameron, Jarvis Landry, and Kenny Stills on offense. Ryan Tannehill and Jay Ajayi, can't even say his name properly, but he's their starting running back. I know Kenny Stills is under a bit of an injury cloud, but they got Mike Pouncey, they got Brandon Albert, they got a pretty good offense, top to bottom. The issue with their offense is just they're a little bit conservative. They lack that big playability. Tannehill doesn't strike me as somebody who's going to be throwing a lot of bombs, but they can get the job done. Now, this defense for the Miami Dolphins, a base 4-3 defense, is fantastic. They've got Cameron Wake and Ndamukong Suh. They've got Mitchell. They've got Mario Williams. They've got Koamisi, Kiki Alonso, Rashard Jones. This defense, man, is pretty strong. The Miami Dolphins plus 10.5 is going to be a pick of mine week one. It's just going to be. Like, that's as simple as that. I am not going to lock it in yet because I'm telling you guys to wait until I post it, but that will probably be a pick of mine for week one. Miami Dolphins plus 10.5. I think this is a pretty even public split, but I'm really not buying into the Seahawks that much this year. I never really do buy into them. It's just going to be the Dolphins, man. Honestly, I do like them. 5 more games left. I'm going to punch through it pretty quickly because I do have training soon, and I'm kind of over it. I want to go away, think about exactly what I'm going to do for a little while, and then come back and hit you guys up with the official picks. Dallas Cowboys hosting the New York Giants. Okay, the New York Giants have drawn a lot of public attention in this game because Tony Romo is out for 6 to 10 weeks. I can tell you that the Cowboys were minus 3.5, and now in a lot of places it's even money either way, and you can see that a lot of money is coming in for the Giants. This is a game with a lot of question marks because I don't know how Dak Prescott is going to play in his NFL debut, but if the preseason was anything to go off, he may have a pretty surprisingly good start. Now, he has Ezekiel Elliott, he has Alfred Morris, okay, he has Terrence Williams, Cole Beasley, Jason Witten, Gavin Escobar, Des Bryant, the best offense in football, Tyron Smith, Collins, Travis Frederick, Zach Martin, Doug Free. The defense leaves a lot to be desired. Okay, they've got Sean Lee, they've got Brandon Carr, who is still somehow employed. They have problems on defense, and this New York Giants team does certainly have the ability to blow the roof off with Odell Beckham there. But as far as people underselling the Cowboys, I don't think that's very smart. I think if the Cowboys can sit on the rock, run the ball quite a little bit, and make enough plays on defense, they may be able to handle the Giants. But then again, Eli Manning is a two-time quarterback, two-time Super Bowl champion rather, and he has Odell Beckham and Victor Cruz on either side of him. So, I don't know what's going on. Sorry, guys. Given the defense that they're going up against being very, very rudimentary, they may be able to do some damage to Dallas. The total is 46.5, and I actually think it'll probably go over that. I think that the Giants are going to be able to score 20 or 24 points, and I think if Dallas want to beat them, they're going to have to keep up with that rate of scoring. I do have a slight lean on the Dallas Cowboys just because I think that their offense is so good, except for Dak Prescott. But Dak Prescott might be good. It's kind of like a Carson Wentz situation where if this new quarterback can do enough, they can win the game. But we just don't know. This indoor field is a good situation for Eli Manning and Odell Beckham and those guys to make some big plays down the field, and that just may happen in this game. So I would say a small lean on Dallas, a small lean on over 46. But as far as an official pick goes, I don't think anything will be coming for this game. At least not right now. We've got 4 games left. Let's motor through it quickly. Let's make this second podcast a quick one. Detroit Lions plus 3.5 at the Indianapolis Colts. The Indianapolis Colts started -5.5, and the Detroit Lions have seen quite a lot of late support. Not too sure why. Both these teams are pretty patchy. Both these teams played badly last season. The Indianapolis Colts have a very, very good quarterback in Andrew Luck, and the Lions have a kind of a mediocre quarterback in Matt Stafford, who is not where we expected him to be right now. I kind of thought Matt Stafford would have a couple playoff wins under his belt. I thought he might even have a championship under his belt. That's how promising he started out of Georgia, I think it was. Georgia Tech, maybe, not sure. So yeah, they're plus 3.5 on the road, and the Colts have gone into plus 3.5 from plus 5.5, and I'm not 100% sure why that's happened. Let me have a quick look at this Indianapolis Colts team and see if there's anything jumping out at me about them being potentially a bit of a letdown team. Andrew Luck, Frank Gore, T.Y. Hilton, Dante Moncrief, Philip Dorsett, Dwayne Allen, Anthony Costanzo on offensive line. Let's go back to the defense now. Their defensive line appears to be pretty weak. Eric Walden, DeQuell, Jackson, Mathis, Robinson, Gathers, Vontae Davis. Okay, so this defense for the Indianapolis Colts is pretty patchy. It's not very good. Lacking a couple of names. I don't really see many people I know there. And normally, if I don't know who they are, it means it's either because they're a rookie or they're not really that good. The Detroit Lions depth chart, based 4-3-D. We'll start on their defense and talk about Ezekiel Elliott, who's going to be there. Ezekiel Elliott, stop it. Ezekiel Ansah, DeAndre Levy, Cole Van Noy, Darius Slay. This defense is relatively good. This could be a high-scoring game. I think the offensive talent on both sides of the ball outweighs what the defenses are doing. Matt Stafford, Amir Abdullah, Marvin Jones, Eric Ebron, Golden Tate. This Lions team can still put up a few touchdowns per game, but as far as what I think is going to happen in this game, I think the Colts could be set to blow them out. Just because they're at home. Andrew Luck is far superior to Matt Stafford, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it just because the public flow is so crazy. And even though the Colts have gone from 5.5 to 3.5, it's still looking like we're seeing more wages on them. So I don't know what I'm going to do. 3 games, I'm going to bang through them. New England Patriots with a suspended Tom Brady are playing at the Arizona Cardinals, who are my pick for the NFC West. Quite a few people like the Patriots +6, and the only reason they are +6 is because they've got Jimmy Garoppolo starting in quarterback, and that takes away a lot of what the Patriots can do, just in general. Jimmy Garoppolo is a young guy. He hasn't played a lot of NFL football, and Tom Brady is Tom Brady, and he's missing, so naturally they're going to go from PK to +6. I don't class that as public line movement. That's just an odds change from the bookies, because you have to change it when someone like Tom Brady is injured. The Arizona Cardinals have Carson Palmer in quarterback, who could be, He has been better than Jay Cutler recently, but could still be in that do or die year. Because if he was to have a horrible year this year at 35 years of age or whatever, he may have a hard time coming back from that or finding work elsewhere. I think that if he doesn't turn in at least a 10 or 11 win year this year, there might be questions about offloading Carson Palmer, depending on what his stat sheet actually shows. I think the Cardinals will win this game at home, and I think that if I was going to play anything in this game, I would probably play a Cardinals moneyline pick combined with something else. That would be it, though. The line movement's pretty stable in this one. It's stayed at 6 since Brady was out, and it hasn't really gone anywhere. Last 2 games, Pittsburgh Steelers at the Washington Redskins. The Steelers are going to be a public team this year. They've got a bunch of big names on offense, and the Redskins, well, they're never a public team. No one really likes betting on them. I like the over in this game. I think both of these defenses are pretty bad. Both of these offenses are pretty high-powered. Kirk Cousins is capable of doing a bit more than what people give him credit for. The Steelers' secondary has been poor for a long time now. They've got Deshaun Jackson. They've got Jordan Reed. They've got, as I said, Kirk Cousins is pretty underrated in my book. And obviously we know what the Steelers' offense can do. They've got Marcus Wheaton. They've got Antonio Brown, the best wide receiver in football. They've got Ben Roethlisberger. They don't have Le'Veon Bell, but they don't need him to rush for 100 yards on the ground in this game. I think this game will be able to go over the total if the weather permits. I think that you'll see a lot of passing yards from both quarterbacks, and you'll see a nice Monday night shootout in America there at Washington's home ground. And who do I think is going to win? I'd have to say the Steelers will win that game, but I really don't know, just because there is quite a bit of public flow on the Steelers, and I guess we'll wait and see how that line adjusts as we get closer to kickoff. Los Angeles at San Francisco. The San Francisco 49ers are +2.5. They've gone from 2 to 2.5. No one likes the San Francisco 49ers this year, and a lot of people are going to like the LA Rams. I'm a little bit wary of the LA Rams just because they don't have a whole lot happening in the quarterback position, but everybody around the quarterback spot you'd think would be able to contribute enough to beat this San Francisco 49ers team that are so bad. But you never know what you can see from the San Francisco 49ers. They play with their heart on their sleeve, man. They don't have a very good team, but they've got Chip Kelly. They've got Colin Kaepernick, who's probably going to be starting, I think. Torrey Smith is due for a good year. They may surprise people at least sporadically this season in a couple of performances. Will this be one of them? I really don't know. The Los Angeles Rams aren't travelling very far. They don't have a whole lot to... like I think they're traveling from LA to San Fran. So what's that? They might even get on the bus for that one. So there's not going to be a whole big difference with the home and away thing. And I just think that the Rams are a bit too stacked for the 49ers to deal with. This line of 2.5 is pretty damn small. I think people are going to be eating up this -2.5 line for the Rams. It could be a little bit too good to be true. But as a lot of these picks, the case will be, we're going to wait and see how the lines develop as we get closer to kickoff. So you've heard my leans. You probably know what I'm going to be betting on tomorrow. I am exhausted because I've been going for nearly an hour now, and when you talk at a rate that I talk at, it really takes a lot out of you. We've been going for about an hour now, and I hope I've sufficiently educated you guys on what I'm thinking and kind of the position of some of these teams. Obviously, I started the podcast firing, talking about a lot of stuff, and dropped off a little bit towards the end, just because it is tough doing this by yourself and doing it so quickly. But I've pretty much told you guys what I like. I've explained to you guys why I like it and things like that. And now you've just wait out for a post. I'll accompany the post with a bit of a write-up, and we'll get things going, man. It's a marathon, not a sprint. The picks are going to be one stake or two stakes, and we're just going to slowly chip away throughout the whole year. We might have a losing first fortnight. We might lose our first 2 weeks. I don't think we will, but we might start off slow. I can't tell you what's going to happen. All I can tell you is that we're going to be ahead when the final bell rings. We're going to be ahead. I'm Jake Humphries, Platinum Sports Picks. MLB is going well. Tennis is going fantastic. NRL, we're still up stakes. We're the best sports tipping service in the world. There's a lot of these sports tipping services that aren't very legitimate. They'll show you the results after the match. Josh McAuliffe and I are very, very, very adamant that posting before games and posting for the world to see is the way to go. We cop our losers on the chin, and we're proud of our winners, and we're only going forward, and it's a very affordable service to jump on board with, and we're going to be transparent with you. We don't hide behind a brand or anything like that. We use our personal profiles, and I'm mates with all my clients, so and Josh is as well. So keep following us, guys, and the NFL is going to be a booming season. I hope you're all ready for the game tomorrow, and you'll see a pick come from me shortly. Thanks for listening.